Why is this story not taught in American history? Why do we shy away from the truth of our past, especially when it challenges the comfortable narratives we've built? Today we aim to shed light on what may reveal a deeper truth by documenting Cave 7. Were the native peoples of North America truly peaceful, or were they, like all great nations, shaped by conflict, survival, and power struggles amongst themselves and their neighbors? These are complex questions, and to seek their answers, we must go to the source, the land itself.
See there? There's a bone right there. Looks like a rib bone.
So hey, this is Nate with Outer Range. Welcome. We're taking you to a place with possibly the greatest significance in American Southwest history. 97 bodies were found at this location, all but massacred. We wanted to bring you context, not just a story. We wanted to bring you to the place where this incident happened, and then want you to ask the question of why has American history covered this up? If it is the greatest single significant find for American Southwest archaeological studies, why is this being covered up? Let's go see for ourselves. So what exactly is Cave 7? It's a hidden rock shelter tucked away in southeastern Utah. Back in 1893, a rancher named Richard Wetherill explored it and made a stunning discovery: the mummified remains of almost 100 ancient people, along with their baskets, tools, and weapons. This was the first real proof of a group we now call the Basketmaker people, believed to be the ancestors of the ancestral Puebloans. What made it even more shocking was that many of these bodies showed signs of violent death. Cave 7 turned out to be more than just an ancient burial site. It became the starting point of southwestern archaeology and gave us our first real glimpse into life here more than 2,000 years ago. Hey guys, thanks for watching our channel. We appreciate you so much. If you like what you see, please subscribe. We kind of look at it like the honor system. Back in the day, if you went to a general store, you got a peppermint stick on your way out, you left a nickel. That's all we're asking you to do. Not asking you to spend any money. If you like the video, you can support us by just hitting subscribe. And if you choose, hit that notification bell and you'll see when our next content comes out. We appreciate you. Thank you for going on the journey with us. In researching this location and this story, my son and I have reached out to we've reached out to different museums. We have reached out to the family of Richard Wetherill, and we have been accused of trying to sensationalize that's not what was happening there, and I just have to say, I think it's a big cover-up, personally. I think if that wasn't what was happening here, a massacre, no question about it. These people were likely gathered into one place, whether to defend themselves, whether they were retreating, whatever might have been happening. But yeah, it definitely wasn't peaceful. So I think you'll see as we give further documentation of spear points found in backbones, spear points and rib cages, many bones showing trauma. And I'll actually read to you the actual description from Richard Wetherill himself, who found this location, him and his brother. So, you know, firsthand accountability from the person who found this has to carry some sort of weight, I would think. So anyways, not just a fairy tale, this is something that took place.
Seems so peaceful at the moment. Beautiful in here. And I'm just very curious if the energy is going to change. Is that natural? Is that from like birds boring in there or something? That is really odd, isn't it? Oh yeah, look at this. That still has stucco all over the outside of it too. That must be very well protected. Right over here, and look right above it. Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing right there.
It's like a 1964 right here.
Where's your pictographs at?
Even black. They really show up on camera.
Oh, they sure do, don't they? These little alcoves along this rock. Just knowing there's no way that this could be here and not be used. Noah, all this stuff over here too. Let me show you something here. Look at this. is amazing. Look at all these grinding areas all the way around. You see that? Yeah, here's a piece of charcoal. 19 grinding marks around this little, perfect little spot. Charcoal all over the place. I'll give you the view from here. Watch this. So if I was sitting up here working, I'm completely in the shade. Amazing. What a spot. Ceiling's blackened in here. This is amazing right here. All right, we're coming up out of the wash. Trying to just kind of recreate recreate the event, but kind of the route, what the terrain looks like around this area. It's hard for a story or a narrative to become contextual if you don't kind of know the geography yourself and see what it was like. I mean, everything becomes just kind of hypothetical. I think this is it. This is it.
To rancher slash amateur archaeologist Richard Wetherill in the 1890s, digging up ruins, even graves, wasn't seen as wrong. There were no laws, no cultural sensitivity, no ethics boards. America was still a frontier, and people were chasing opportunity in every form: gold, land, and sometimes history itself. To most, uncovering ancient remains wasn't desecration, it was a discovery.
Oh boy. We're on the digs right here. Oh my gosh. No, we're standing on the digs. We walked up here, but not realizing that all this sagebrush has, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. See there? There's a bone right there. Looks like a rib bone. Oh, very interesting. Ooh, here's another one. Certainly looks like a rib bone right there. You see that? I'm just filming it as the first time I see it. We'll talk about it here in a minute, but oh wow. Oh wow. All this right here is part of the 1893 excavation of this area. And trying to get a grasp on my emotions here. I'm not real sure how I feel. Here's a little very small structure up on this ledge. There's a structure in this back corner. Knowing that there was artifacts and pottery found on the surface, but 5 feet below this was where the 97 bodies were found that actually was the first time that, as far as we know, Basketmaker culture was ever even spoken of.
On that December day in 1893, Richard Wetherill dug beneath this unremarkable ruin, uncovering a familiar scatter of Anasazi pots and tools. A few feet down, he hit a layer of sterile soil. Normally, Richard would have stopped there, assuming the site had given up its secrets, but a hunch from his brother Al convinced him to keep digging. About 5 feet below the surface, he began to uncover extraordinary things. The cave was filled with bottle-shaped pits that had been used as burial cists. In time, Wetherill unearthed more than 90 skeletons within the alcove. Nearly 4/5 of them showed signs of violent death, and among the bones lay flint spear points, one even embedded in a backbone. It appeared to be the scene of an ancient massacre or battle. Yet the true importance of the find wasn't in the violence, it was in the difference. Wetherill quickly noticed that these remains and artifacts were unlike anything he had seen at Mesa Verde. The people had no pottery. They hunted with the atlatl, or spear thrower, instead of the bow and arrow. Their baskets, woven from yucca, willow, and squaw bush, were so tightly crafted they could hold water. They stood slightly taller than the cliff dwellers of Mesa Verde and had round skulls, rather than the flattened crania typical of the cliff dwellers, a trait now known to result from the use of cradle boards in infancy. Wetherill became convinced he had found an entirely different people from the cliff dwellers. In a letter to his patron Talbot Hyde, he referred to them as the basket people. From their position beneath layers of sterile soil and later burials, Wetherill concluded that they belonged to an earlier era, ancestors of the cliff dwellers above.
You can see the mounds from the digging here in the front up against this structure here in the back. All right, this is very interesting. 1897, right there. I'll see if I can make out what that name is, but 4 years after the initial discovery, it looks like it was written with charcoal of some sort. And I want to show you, we're going to try to recreate a photo, but this whole ledge that you see right here that goes across was not here like this. It was actually up on the wall right here, up on the ceiling, and it has fallen since then. So, I mean, that's in 132 years, so you can see how fast some of these places can change. Here's some grinding marks in this stone. Right here to the left is a bone of some sort. Looks like a joint piece. Found a few little pieces of pottery. Here's the inscription of James L. Etheridge. And we know from field notes that James Etheridge was here in 1893 with Richard Wetherill. He was part of the Hyde expedition and would go on to be part of the Wetherill team to discover several other things that we'll bring to you shortly.
So when you see names like James Etheridge, Al Wetherill, and other explorers, how did they afford to take time, travel the country with packed strings of animals, and afford food for an expedition? Remember, these were difficult times. These early digs didn't happen by chance. They were funded. Wealthy benefactors financed expeditions in exchange for relics, bones, and baskets that would later fill the halls of the Smithsonian, the Field Museum, and the American Museum of Natural History. It was a race to collect and to claim the story of ancient America. And those relics, many taken from sacred ground, are still what we learn from today. Cave 7 was a turning point on how we look at these areas today. More questions arise. Were they massacred? Was this a burial plot? Here's an aerial view of the landscape around Cave 7. Did other individual family units from the canyon systems around flee to this one location as a last stand against an aggressive enemy? This is a brief summary of this single expedition. If you're interested in learning more details, more photos we cannot share on YouTube, please visit our Patreon page. There we even host a campfire chat where we can discuss this together face to face. In the description below, there is information on what Patreon is and how to join. What's that? Is it, are we rolling? Okay. No, you don't need with a fork, dude. Come on. Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, just. Get that fork out of here. Man, it just doesn't get any better than this. We're both like father, like son here. We're both gluten intolerant. So this is like yogurt bread on the fire with honey butter and bacon. I mean, we are so far from civilization at this point, but it just can't get any better. There's no sound out here. It's just us. So just enjoying it. If you like the video, please subscribe. We appreciate you. Thank you for making our channel possible. All right, I'm gonna eat all my bread before I get done with this.
Okay.
So I mentioned this last time about subscribing, and so many of you were so gracious to us. We kind of referenced our channel to, I mean, if you went into an old general store and you got a peppermint stick, and when you left, it was kind of the honor society to leave a nickel. And so that's all we ask you to do. We've had 10-something million views on our channel, and we're still sitting at about 50,000 subscribers. So we'd sure appreciate it if, look, don't subscribe if you don't like it, but if you do, please do. Thank you. I didn't like that one. I forgot kind of how I did the other one.
You can just say, hey guys, thanks
Okay.
for watching the channel.
I got it. I'm just gonna hold this in my hand. I'm gonna quit eating there. It's gonna be gone.
Man, it's good.
All right. Hey guys, thanks for watching the channel. We appreciate you. Wanted to say, if you like what you see, please subscribe. We kind of look at it as the honor society. Back in the day, if you'd went in a general store and got a peppermint stick, you'd have probably left a nickel on your way out. That's all we ask. It doesn't cost a thing to take the time to hit that subscribe button if you like the content. We appreciate you. Thank you for going on the journey with us.
Good.
How was that? That was good.
Honor system, right?
Yeah.
You said honor society.
Did I say society? Let's do it again now. Quit laughing.
This is good.
Quit laughing. Man, it looks like we're roughing it out here sometimes, but anytime you get a chance, you try to bring some of life's goodness. This is flatbread made in a cast iron skillet with bacon and honey butter. Man, I mean, sitting out here, there's nobody. Gosh, we are so far out, and this is the greatest of all, and this is still available in our society today if you just get out and go do it. Let's try it one more time. We just got up not too long ago. We nearly froze to death last night. Just weren't prepared. It wasn't that cold. We just didn't have the right gear. And so getting up and starting a fire and putting some flatbread on and some bacon and honey butter, makes it feel good to be alive versus being in that old cold bag a few minutes ago. But we're just making the best of it. How about that?
Good. I think we got some out of that.
All right. This is called kneel down flatbread.
Yeah. Mine is delicious.
Yatta, hey, kneel down flatbread.